Okay, sir. In this weekend, I will complete the most part of it, sir.
Okay, thank you. Uh, yeah, let me start now. Hmm. Mm, yeah, we go here. Mm. So here, what we have learned in the last class is something like importing a plugin. So how do you import this plugin? First, you have to download, and then we can import it. There is a website so called CNA or CDA, CNA something is there. CDA, not GitHub, not this. So if you see jQuery, these are the different types of plugins we have in jQuery. We have jQuery slider also. So many things are there. Yeah, I will come back to this. Before that, I need to explain you how to import a plugin dynamically. For example, you went for interview and you don't want to download, and you have a system test there, and in that you are developing some front-end application. So what they are saying is, in spite of downloading, call it dynamically. So that is also possible with jQuery. So that is what I'm trying to show you. Here we have this jQuery nodes, right? So that you can do in this way. Uh, there are drives from Google and APIs from Google, which allows you to call it directly. So where is above? So in spite of downloading and calling, you just import this line of statement. So if you do that, then what it will do is it will call it from ajax.googleapis.com. So from where what it is going to call, it is going to call a minimum version of jQuery. So if you go to this URL also, so you can see the complete plugin is getting displayed here. So in this way, the application will be calling the jQuery. So without downloading it, you can access it directly from specific drive or the specific APIs and all. But the challenging over here is you have to be connected to your web, because always it is going to give a real-time call, uh, and then it is going to download from that specific website, and then it allows you to use it. So this is a problem. And the second one is, which one is preferable, uh, getting a API is preferable or calling from the web is preferable? Means downloading and calling is the preferable one, because you are unwantedly loading your server and you are consuming your internet bandwidth. So due to this, what happens is it has to load the API first, and then it has to call the respective methods over there. So this is a bit clumsy way. It's not preferable, but this is also one way where we can going to handle this jQueries. So today what I'm going to do is, we are going to download some images, and we are going to deal with, for example, uh, you have multiple images here. By hovering the cursor you will be getting a different image over here. In that way, we'll try to do something. And then by placing a cursor on that, we'll try to display the image in diff. That zooming, zoom out, we'll see if time permits, or else first part we'll try to complete. And apart from that, what we are going to do is the most important and the very unique way which the jQuery comes into picture, and the people really loves jQuery is by that is known as calling Ajax. There is something so called Ajax calls in jQuery. So this is very interesting. This we are going to see now. So I'm just wondering, first cover Ajax or image hovering. Let's go with Ajax first because Ajax is a small concept, and then we'll go with the image hovering. So what do you understand? Anyone wants to add some point, because I can see some voice coming out.
Is is Ajax is a part of the jQuery or is something different conception?
Yeah, very good question. So Ajax is nothing but it's a scripting concept which comes everywhere. It connects with JavaScript. When you go with pure JavaScript, you will have a Ajax. When you go with the Angular, you will have Ajax. If when you go with external EXTJS or React.js or Jasmine or XYZ, whatever it might be, Ajax will be there. So it's a part of the JavaScript. So everywhere it follows. Let me take one example, like consuming a value from a field. How do we do that? Document dot get element by ID. We do in JavaScript. When it comes to jQuery, we have something like dot val we have, and when it comes to Angular, we have some different way, and all these things are there. So these are the part of the scripting framework. So it will be followed everywhere. I hope I have answered your question. If it is not clear, let me know. I will try to elaborate more.
Yeah, I got it, sir.
Hello, fine. So what is this Ajax?
Furnace,
Yeah, what is the meaning of asynchronous? You might have heard about the synchronous and asynchronous. So synchronous is nothing but the opposite of synchronous is asynchronous.
Yeah.
So what does this asynchronous? I will explain you first, then we'll go for the synchronous. When you go with Google, how Google have made it think synchronous, that I would like to explain you. What I'm going to do is I have just downloaded this one, and I remove the text. When I'm typing without hitting on search button, I'm getting a result over there. You can notice, right? When I'm
Yeah, it's
typing,
prediction something.
yeah. So when I'm typing JavaScript here and jQuery, there something is coming down below. So when I give JA, it's displaying all Java related. All these things are happening here. You can see very well. So this is nothing but asynchronous. What asynchronous says is, without submitting the entire page, get the response. Okay. For example, this is one way of submitting. Java T point I have given and clicked on search. So when I'm clicking on search, what is happening? The URL is getting changed. So this is nothing but synchronous. For example, Facebook is there. You add a comment over there, so your page still remains in the same position, and your comment will get added and circulated with respective to the number of peoples in that list. So that is asynchronous. When you are hitting on like, your page remains the same, it is not going to the next page. This is known as asynchronous. Okay, then let me give one example what is synchronous then. uh yeah, let me go to here. So what is happening in this case, I'm giving my email ID. and you can see like the URL is not yet changed. I have pressed now, and let me give some. Okay, this is also asynchronous. You can see like without changing the URL, it's not appending your username or something. I'm looking for something like let me take some easy website, google.com. Let me go with this, and let me sign out from here. So the today's trend is asynchronous trend. It's not synchronous. So I'm giving something here. Let's see whether the URL is getting changed or not. This is also asynchronous. So synchronous means where the you.
We are not able to see the screen, sir.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't share my screen. I have. Fine. I hope you can see now.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Let me take Amazon.in and
Again, we lost it, sir.
oh, is it? Not sure what is wrong. So what is asynchronous, guys?
When we like the page, it doesn't refresh. I mean, the whole page doesn't refresh.
Perfect.
Only the part of the page will
Right.
remain the same.
Correct. Correct. When we like the page, the complete page will not reload, and the page remains the same, and it does the needful. So that we are going to see the so that it will be more clear to you in that way. Hmm. What is synchronous? Synchronous means complete submitting of page. Okay, so this is very important for understanding synchronous and asynchronous. So one quick question with respective to the revision which we had earlier, uh, like how do you submit your data? I want
Through
to yeah, from
through HTTP requests.
yeah, very good answer. Through HTTP request only, the data will get submitted. Very excellent answer. I appreciate. But still, I need more clearance on that. So my HTML page is there, and I have some data here like username, password, and this need to be submitted somewhere. When I say somewhere, it goes to the backend only. So this backend can be API code or XYZ. So what are the different ways of sending the data from HTML to there?
No idea, sir.
Okay, Prashant, can you try this?
Even same thing with me, sir.
Okay, no problem. The first way is using form.
Okay.
So why we are calling by using form?
Action. I mean, form is
Correct, correct, correct. When we give action over there, whatever data is inside that, everything will get submitted. Let me take one example because in Ajax we have get and post. This is very, very important for you to understand. So form is there, and we have something like table and
Similarly,
TD username TD and then TD. What I have to type here? Input type equal to text name equal to uname and then TD and then what else do we need in this form? I'm going for only three fields here. One is username,
password,
password, and then
submit,
yeah, submit. We have value equal to send.
send.
And what is the use of name? Can anyone answer me? And in this input type, ID and class we have understood very clearly. Then what is the use of name?
Identifying.
What are you going to identify?
I mean, we have many of the, I mean, so many lines of code, so the unit names are used.
Correct. For unique identification also we use this one. Apart from that, for binding a values we will be using this one. Okay, so what does it mean binding a value? So what I have given here is I have given like a success.html and I'm just giving something like html and then html and I'm going to save it success.html. Yeah, there are so many things to bring up over here. Let me bring this first. Let me open. Yeah, so I'm giving the username as admin and the password is also admin. I want it to be visible. uh, Administrator is the password. So when I'm clicking on send, what happens?
It appends up both username and password
Where it will append?
in the URL box.
Perfect. This is what I'm looking for. So when I click, so you can see the username, uname appended with admin and pwd appended with administrator. Correct? So here you
Yes,
can
sir.
see this is a use of uname and tpwd. The name is used for appending that. So in form we have a concept of method. What is this method? Come on guys, speak up here. Very simple question. Your
What
time.
was the question, sir?
In form we have a concept of method here.
Okay.
So what is the use of this method?
The passing, the way we passed it.
What is that? Speak up guys. Come on Rakesh, speak up.
We pass the data, sir.
The way we pass the data. So
Data.
yeah, what can you elaborate more on that?
And
What?
by using way the get or post, sir.
Yes. So we have two concepts here. One is get here and one is post here. So this is nothing but, as you said, this is a way we pass a data. The style of sending a data. I can take it in a simple like. So yeah, you are absolutely right. We have a get and we have post. Prashant, what is get? What is post?
Data passed using, I mean, the head part, sir. For the head part to get it.
Okay. What is post?
Body part. Body part.
Can you add some more points? What is this head part and what is this body part? What does it mean
When
header? Huh.
for the get part, we can see the username and password. So on the URL, so that's the reason of you using the get part. So
Very good. Very good. I like it. And how about this one? Body part means
body part, we cannot see the URL username.
very good. Yes. So where the data will go? It will be appended with the body info. Yeah, I will talk on that. Whatever you have answered is very well, and this is the most common question we have. So if I don't write anything, which method it will be? It will be a get method or post method.
Get
Get.
method.
Yeah, get will be called by default. Now I want to call a post method here. So I'm making as post here, and I'm going here, and here what we have here. What is the name of the file? One dot html. So I'm giving John and John, and finally I'm clicking on send. So you can see that the data is not visible here. So it sends in the form of packets with the body information. So this is a secured way. Post is a secured way. You don't want to expose to the real-time industry. Because of that we go for the post. So the same thing is there in the Ajax also. Because of that only I have taken this much discussion over here. What is get and what is post. So yeah, before going for Ajax we were somewhere like different ways of sending a data. So as you said, the one way is using a form. What is another way, guys?
No, I guess.
The yeah, no problem, no problem. I'm here to help you for that only. So the second way is by using a hyperlink. What is this hyperlink?
Something which will redirect us somewhere else.
Yes. So what is the syntax? href dot slash, and then this you can append in this way. Username admin and pwd equal to admin. Okay, and using link. Yeah, let me get back here. Yeah, you can see.
Using link.
Yeah, using link. What is happening? You are sending uname and pwd, but it's very strange. Like we have missed the spelling over here. Let me do that. So using link also, we can send data. Now I'm getting back to. But what is the problem with the using link? You have to append the value in this way. Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm just removing this. I'm coming back to Ajax. Uh, so what we are going to do by using Ajax is we are going to make some asynchronous calls here. So in order to make the asynchronous calls can be made in two ways. That is nothing but using a following syntax $.get and jQuery.get. First of all, here we need to understand 3 points here. Post, put, and get. When do we make a call of get?
It's appending in the URL. We can see the both username and password.
Yeah, that is for form. But here in
Oh,
this case, in Ajax, when do we make? When we want to access data. Access
Okay.
data means read data. Okay. Then we go for get. When do we go for post?
Maybe load the data.
Yeah,
Send.
when we want to send the data, like hmm, something like username password. This is also for sending a data. So this is also sending a data, this is also sending a data. What does this means? Partial data, like delete, edit and all. So guys, this get is something different and this get is something different. You have to be clear. For example, when you are clicking something like yahoo.com, so what is happening? A data is loading on your page by default.
Okay.
So this is nothing but a get call. I'm typing something over here and clicking on search web. So what is this? This is a post call now. Sorry, this is also a get call. This is also a get call and this is also a get call. Then what is a post call?
Something which we enter in the username and password area.
Correct, correct. And which is not appended in the URL.
Hmm.
This you have to add here. It is not appended in the URL. We will take one example on this one. This is also which is not appended in the URL. Okay, one example we will see on this. Any questions up to here? This concept is very important. 100% people will ask you about this.
Okay, sir.
No questions as of now.
Okay, so in order to understand Ajax, there is something so called which is built on the top of Ajax. What is that? Can you guess?
What was the question again, sir?
There is something which is built on the top of Ajax. What we call that?
Is, is that JSON?
Yes, it's a JSON. So what is this JSON?
JavaScript object notation.
Yeah, JavaScript object notation. So what does it mean? What is this object notation?
And it loads all the matter in the page. When we go for a page, it
Mm-hmm.
loads all the matter.
Okay. Any other answer on this? What is object?
Ah, I guess.
Okay. Object is nothing but it's an entity. So this you have to tell to the interviewer. It's an entity or something. But if you think in general, object is something which holds huge information. Why this object has been existed in JavaScript? So for example, let's me take, I have one employee. Okay. So what all information employee have? E-name,
ID in salary.
ID, ESAL, designation, XYZ.
So,
Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
what I'm going to do here is I'm going to define a name for an employee, like Danish I am giving, and ID I have given. ID is not required to be a string. I'm giving it as a number, and salary I have given something. So this is for employee one. So what I have to do? ename 1 I have to give, esal 1 I have to give. If I have more information, edesic I have to add. So with edesic I have to give some designation like software engineer, and I need more information like e-address I will go, something will go there. If I have a manager, e-manager I will give, and e-work location XYZ. So the data is growing. You can see like if you have 30 field, the data is growing up to 30. So how many variables you need for storing that data?
One.
In this case, how many variables we are using? One, two,
Two,
Okay.
three, four, five, six.
six variables we are using here. If it is having 30 different fields of data, then what is needed?
30 value.
30
30.
variables I need. So in order to avoid this, what JavaScript people have done is they have come up with the concept of JSON. What JSON says is, in spite of storing in 30 variables, you store in a single variable and differentiate your data. How it is,
Okay.
in this way. I will go for 1, 2, 3 values only, then we'll see more on this one. So in this way, JavaScript tell you to access data. So this is nothing but your JSON data. Let me go to our page. JavaScript, for writing something on JavaScript, you don't have to code everything on a text file. You can code it on the console. Okay. Even if you want to access any information related to body, what you have written, everything you can access over here. Document dot body, whatever you have written in the body, everything will come over here. Not only here, anywhere you can access. So let me give one small example and get back to that. We'll get complete body information here. You can access any part of code. So what is a title here? jQuery get method you can access from console. Yeah, I'm coming back to this point. So we are talking about a variable initialization, employee equal to, what if you have done, ename Rakesh I'm giving, eid I'm giving as 123. So when I'm printing employee, I'm getting this one. So my question is, if you see here, ename one, when I'm getting a specific value, but when I'm giving only employee, I'm getting some object over here. I'm not getting the specific value, I'm getting object. How to access the specific value? For example, my requirement is to get the employee id. So when I'm typing a variable name employee, I'm getting like this. When I'm giving employee id, it is not able to recognize that one. But in this case, when I give eid, I will get 123 directly. So how to access that value in JSON? So let me repeat the question once again. Might be you're not clear about it. For example, I have e name equals to Prashant and eid equals to 123, and that's it. Let's go with two fields as of now. So, and I have one JSON object here, and here I have ename Rakesh and eid as 124. So when I'm giving ename, I'm getting Prashant. When I'm giving employee, I'm getting some object. I want to access the name which is residing in this employee. How can we get that? If I want to access the name, I'm directly accessing it. Ename I have given, I got the value. But from employee, we have ename here. I want to access this ename of employee. How can I get? EID of employee. How can I get that?
Can we try employee name, sir?
Employee.
Dot name.
Yes. So we have to use dot operator here. Okay. In the same way, if you want to access ID, employee.eid. So what is the flexibility of using this dot? If you have 30 fields here, you will be accessing it directly from a single variable using dot over there.
You got it, sir.
Got it, right? So let's make this a bit more complicated now. So this is for one employee record. I have 10 employees. So what I'm doing is I'm giving as employee 1, employee 2, 3, 4 employees I have. So I have the same ename here, and here we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 objects we have. Let me execute this completely. So how to access the fourth value? Employee 4 dot,
Ename.
yeah, ename. So I got it directly. Now today I have 4, tomorrow it will be 400, after that 4000. Again it's complicated, right? Creating, anyhow you are assigning, and you have reduced some code over here, there is no doubt, but still you are assigning this to 400 objects again. So how to avoid this?
Pagination.
What's that?
The pagination.
Pagination. Yeah, we'll come to pagination. What is pagination? We'll talk on that.
I think pagination is in Java, right?
Yeah, it's a JavaScript only. Pagination, let me tell you, when you have more records, so you will be using pagination. You will be getting 1, 2, 3, a numbers, page numbers over here. When you click on 2, it goes to the second page. 3, it goes to the third page. It is used for redirecting to the respective records. 100 records you have, you want to display only 10 records on the page, we'll display 10 and remaining will just give some numbers here. Yeah, very good point, pagination, we'll see that. So yeah, I apologize Rakesh, by using pagination we can't achieve that one.
Okay, sir.
So what is another way is by using arrays. Okay, so what you will be doing is you will be writing like this: employee 1, employee 2, employee 3 and employee 4. Now 4 employees data has been stored in a single variable. This is nothing but array here. Let me try this. Now yeah, is this clear? If you have 400 also, it will be in a single variable.
Yes, sir.
What is array?
Collection of objects.
Yeah, collection of objects. Here you can see there are multiple objects collected in a single one. So if you go with Java, one point will be added there of same data type. Here you can you have multiple data types here in JavaScript. So yeah. I will come to that when we go for Java if it is needed. So yeah, array, what is array is over. Now my question is, like, I want to access the employee 3 data, employee name, using this employee. Let me repeat. I will use employee object to access employee 3 data, employee name. How can we do that? We are running short of time, guys. Yeah,
Employee dot employee three dot email.
yes. Let me try. It will work. It's not working. Mm, here the case is quite different. Array starts with 0 and ends with n minus 1. Okay. So here you will not be giving that object value. So let me display employee, then it will be clear to you. So you can see it's all in this way. So zeroth element, then eid, if you give e of 0 of eid, then you will get zeroth. In this way you have to access. Now guys, you should stop coding on textpad. You should code on this browser. You should make a habit. It will look a bit complicated because we are used to with this textpad, and we feel comfortable because we have made our comfort zone here. So once you start coding, then trust me, you can make the things work within less span of time. Yeah, so how we can access that? Employee dot employee of 2 dot ename. So in the same way, if you want to access the first one dot eid, got it?
Got it, sir.
What happens if I give 11 here? 11 is not existing, right? The length is up to 0 to 3. If I give 11, then what happens here?
Error.
Yeah. So what kind of error it will be? Cannot read property. So you can say undefined is the most common error in the JavaScript, if you remember. So well and good. Okay. Yeah. This can be replaced with this as well. Let me add variable employee equals to array and close of array. So how we are going to replace that one with this one is, it will be like this with comma. Yeah, I'm going for 3 fields only, we don't have time.
Okay, so it will automatically assign the array list, right?
Can you come again?
I mean, it automatically gives the array list, right, sir? I mean,
Correct,
if we
correct.
saw,
Yeah.
okay.
So here let me clear this, paste it over here. Now the same thing, the same procedure you have to follow. If you give 2, you are getting that. If you're giving only 2, then you will be getting the object. How do you access the values of object? Using dot operator, dot ename, all these things. And this comes with extra constructor, prototype, toString, value of all these things will be a predefined methods which existed in the object class. Got it right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Chalo.
sir.
Yeah, let's go to the get call now. So I'm just removing all these things. I'm cleaning my code, and here also I'm just removing. We don't have much here. We are on this clean slate now. Just we are going to start now. Dollar of document dot what I have to write?
Function name.
What's that?
Function name.
Function name.
It will be ready, right? Dollar dot document dot ready is a main method of the jQuery. Uh,
Particular function.
yeah, we will be writing. Yeah, we have dot click and all. Everything comes inside this one. Okay. Always all function names will be surrounded with this dot ready. You got it right. So you have
Yes,
done
sir.
some C programming. So program starts from where? Main. You have to write void main there. If you don't write, your program will not execute. Main is the entrance of a program. So in the same way, ready function is the entrance of a program. So I'm just saving it and checking whether it's loading or not. I think I'm pointing to the wrong file. Let me correct that. So you can see I have displayed something on the console. There is nothing in the body, only console we have written. So we are getting that. So here jQuery dot. So wherever you find dollar that you can replace with jQuery. Okay, it supports both the way. You can write
Oh,
jQuery as well as dollar. This you have to remember. A long back, some people asked me about this. How do you replace dollar? Then you can replace with jQuery. Make sure it's a case sensitive. You have to be very. Uh, you have to check properly. Now I'm going to call a get service now. So get, what is the use of get? Using get we will be accessing a data, correct? So
yeah.
dollar dot get URL function, and here in function it's a parameter response. This is a syntax for get. So what is this URL? URL is something, a service, a backend service who will provide us APIs, Java developers, PHP, ASP, .NET. They will provide this URL. So that URL will return some JSON data. So what it will be returned, that will be stored in the response. So let me take one. Uh, I have that. So if you go to this website, JSON placeholder dot typecode.com. So here we will be getting some backend services. The services are in terms of 500 items, 510 items, XYZ. So let me take any one among this. Okay. So we don't have backend, we have not written and we have not learned how to develop a service. And we don't have to work on that. We are UI developers. API developers will do this one. Java developers will provide you the URLs. Using that URL, you have to consume a service. So what I'm going to do is I'm going with any one service. I'm taking anything like I'm going for 10 items. It's a very big service. Okay, 10 items. This looks like a small service here. So what we have to do is we have to copy the URL, go back over here, and here you can go with URL, variable URL equals to this. Okay, because URL you are giving here, this URL is nothing but it's a variable which you have to define above. So this is a URL, and then function, and then response. You're getting me, guys? So finally what I'm going to do is I'm going to display a response here. This is what a get service. Let me execute this, and then we'll append it to the DOM also. So you can see you are getting a response in the object now. Got it right?
Yes, right.
Awesome.
Yes, no?
Yes.
So what we did,
I mean, using get, we got the data from the JSON placeholder data.
yeah, what we did here,
We are using the get method to get the data.
correct. Using get method, we are accessing the data from where? From this website. Okay. So what we did another thing is we have given an Ajax call. Did you see any URL got changed here? Are we calling that website from the URL?
No, no.
So this is what asynchronous.
Okay, so got it.
Now let's work more on this one. So what we are getting is we are getting a response here, correct? So this response is nothing but an array. So what I'm saying this response as, I'm assigning to data here, and console. Yeah, you can handle this one smartly from here. Response is not getting called that variable here. Console.log data of 0. It's an array, right? 0th element I'm trying to access it. So 0th object we got. Earlier it were displaying all. So if you want to access each and every elements of that, 0 dot address. If you give this much, let's save this. So in address also you have so many things. So let me pick this data, then we will see. So address itself is an array again. So in spite of address, let me go with username at the first level. Username has more elements here. This JSON is quite complicated. So you got it right. And what else do we have here? ID, name, username, email. So let me display all these fields. Copy this. Why it's not getting copied? Oops. What all we have? ID first. 0th ID will be getting. Next, what we have? Name. Next, what we have? Username. We have the next one. And then finally, what we have? Email. Sorry for typing error. And then what we have? Address. So when I go here, you can see ID, name, email ID, and address. I want to access the street of address. How can I access that?
Using dot street.
Yes, correct. So here again, we have to go for dot street plus dot plus what else we have? Street, city,
Soup.
city, address dot city. What else we have? Suit. What is? Yeah, suit.
Soup and zip code.
Correct. I'm going up to suit. Suit tie. What it is? I don't know. So you got it right. Something is undefined. Let's fix that. Suit spelling is wrong. What is the spelling of suit here? It's UIT, right? Then why it's not coming up? Data dot address dot suit it is, right? Now this will come up.
Yeah.
So this is nothing but Ajax calls. So what we will do is we will append it to the DOM now. Okay. I'm going for table. Table tr. What all do we have here? Th. What is th?
Label head.
Yes. So first is id, and then what is that next? Name, and then what we have?
Email
Email,
and next address.
address. Address is very big. We'll talk on that. We'll bind it first, and then we'll see the rest one. And then tr. What I'm trying to do is, who is having time to go and see this console? Console is for developers, not for the end user. We will bind it over here on this UI. The same thing which the Amazons do. When you hit the URL amazon.in, it will make number of service calls, and then it will bind it and it will display. So the same thing we'll try to do here. So this will be followed with td and close with td and close of td. How many columns do we have? We have 4 columns here. tr, and here also close of tr. When I go at this level, what is happening? We got the IDs and everything, but we don't get any data. Now we have to bind the data. So how we can bind the data?
Document object model DOM.
Let me write. Yeah, Rakesh, please tell me. How can we bind document dot object bind like this?
I don't know, sir, actually. I thought it was like DOM, document object model.
Okay. Prashant, how can we bind it? See, when I'm asking something means we already covered it, right?
Like dot value.
What's that? Dot?
Dot.
Perfect, perfect. Dot value we have to use here. Dot val of, the first one will come as data of 0 dot id. Dot val of, let me add one value first, then we'll go for the rest. Yeah. So dot value will not work right directly. It, we have to bind it to somewhere. You have to
var equal to
So when to use dot val and when to use dot html, we'll learn that one. For example, I have p here. Let's see how it's coming up. HTML. So when to use dot val and when to use dot html. HTML also we have covered, dot val also we have covered. When to use this and when to use that. Come on guys, speak up. We're running. See, already we covered. I respect your time. So val,
When we wa-
yes, yes, please go ahead.
when we want to hide the username and password, I mean when we want to don't show it,
Mm-hmm.
then we
Okay, yeah, for that we use hide and show. You are right. But dot val,
start right
to get the data.
to get the data.
yeah, val is used for getting a data. You are absolutely right. I respect your answer. But inside that, if you're setting something, means you are setting a data. If you're not doing anything, it means that you are getting a data. If you're doing something inside that, means you are setting a data. So val is applicable only on input fields like text field you have. If you want to access the value of that, then you will be using dot val. And if you have document element like paragraph, div and all, then you will be using dot html. Okay, so I can't go with p, because if I go with p everywhere, this paragraph will get affected. So I'm, what I'm doing here is id, like this I'm going in spite of p means it is effective for all paragraphs. So if I go with attribute, means it will be effective at one place. It makes sense, right?
Yes, sure.
So now here, yes, one is IDs over, what is second one, name. Oops, name. And then what we have, email. And finally, what we have guys, address.
Address, sir.
Correct. Let me bring this here. Oops. What I'm doing this, Rakesh, what I'm doing this,
Oh, sorry.
why I'm writing all these things.
To get the data.
Yeah, to get the data and to set the data, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this data will be replaced at that respective positions. Address, email, name, and we don't need all these things below. Let's the it be at the console. Let me get back over here. Okay, and this address is coming as a dirty object here. You have to fix that. Is that clear up to here?
Yes, sir. CSS.
You're good in shape, right? Up to here. So let me replace this. We'll handle that CSS. Yeah, you said. Oops. Let me copy this. Address will not work directly, right? It's itself is an object. So we have to use multiple dots there. Okay. And you can play with CSS over here. Uh, Border, cell spacing, padding, XY. Okay. Mm, that's it.
Okay, sir.
So any questions up to here? You can see only one .html is getting called, but internally we are making some services. So we learned about elements. What is elements here in the below?
Here, one is it learning. Yeah,
Elements is nothing but your document object model. Your DOM, your HTML code will reside in elements.
okay.
Okay. So this we have seen earlier for CSS modification and all. What is console?
Lower, the down part, everything. The one, I mean, the down part, everything is console.
So yeah, the scripting part which we tries to display everything
Right.
comes on the console. It's
Right.
for the JavaScript purpose. You have to remember console is only for JavaScript. When I
Yeah.
say JavaScript, it's nothing other than your it supports all jQuery and everything. It's not separated. Everything will get converted here. Yeah. What is source?
Code.
Hmm?
The code we write, sir. The code will be getting something like URL. అక్కడ URL.
Source is nothing but your files. Yeah, yeah. Code also you can say files are nothing but your code only. Number of files you are using for loading this one. So the one file is applications. In applications folder you have one.html and the another file is jquery.min.js. You can see the source code here for min. So from where are we calling this? If you see the code here, we are calling it from ajax.googleapis.com. ajax.googleapis.com.
Yes, sir. Got it.
So if something is not working, for example, this is not working or something, there is a typo error here, which is causing a problem. I'm not getting something here. So what you should do is you should come and check whether the plugin got loaded or not. You can see that plugin is missing here. Even from
Okay.
the console also you will come to know immediately whenever anything is not working means immediately you should the first step is you should switch to the console. You will
Console.
get 80% resolution on that. Just by click on that, it will redirect you and it will give you what is the root cause.
Okay, sir.
Got it right? This is a
Yeah,
debugging
got it.
thing. And then you shall come back and you shall check whether your plugins are getting loaded properly or not. Your file is getting loaded or not.
Okay, sir.
Okay? What is network?
Okay.
We are running. Yeah, guys, come on, speed up.
Mm,
Yeah, network is something new. Network is nothing but number of API calls you are giving, number of browser calls you are giving. For example, there is nothing loaded here. I'm just refreshing it. So what are the calls we have given? We have given a call request for one.html and we have requested for jquery.min.user and we have also requested for one service so-called users. So any response if you want to see, you have to click on that and you will get it over here. This is a response.
okay, sir.
What are the
So,
headers, response, this thing.
mm,
Yeah, please go ahead.
and what about the JS, CSS in the top? We are seeing the image, media, font, doc
Wait is
on the third line. Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, this is filtering. Whatever you
okay.
will get over here, you can filter that one. So this is nothing but your calls. Here the response tab is very important. You can check whether you are getting a response for that. What response you are getting. You can see this is what response you are getting.
Okay.
So this is not something which you can learn in a minute or in an hour. You have to keep clicking. You have to see so many things over there. For example, let me go here. It's a big website network. When I refresh this, you can see how many calls it is making. The thing which you are seeing at the front end is not something which is coming in a small go. It is having lot of calls.
Okay.
So still it's loading and all. And here you have a filter where you can call the specific one, and mostly images are there and services are also there. You can click on that and you can check that what is what. So this is what a difference between the fresher and experienced resources. Experienced resources knows how to handle the situation, what is call made, how the calls are made, how the cookies, where the cookies will be stored, and response. All these things you try to learn from your side. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Your assignment for today is, I have to cover one thing, but fine. What you have to do is, I can see there are 10 records here, but I am displaying only one record here. Please display 10 records using jQuery for each loop.
Okay.
Was there is something jQuery each operator here where you will be getting index comma value. If you see the syntax, you will be clear with this one. For loop we have, right? You have to use it for loop and you have to use jQuery. This two I need.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Dot each is nothing but jQuery for loop. It is having its
Yeah.
own style, and this is
Okay.
our normal JavaScript style for loop. So I want you to filter all the data and you have to fill it here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this is the
Okay,
one,
sir.
and the another one is take any one from here to do, or take 5,000 items. It will be appreciated if you go for 5,000 items. See, the size is not a constraint here. You are handling using for loop, right? Only one line
Yeah.
of code and for loop. It will repeat again and again. So any two services you complete it and display it in the tabular column.
Okay, sir.
Got it, guys?
Got it, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
So what is your assignment?
We should display the, I mean, we should take one of these, any 5,000 items or 100 items, and we should display on them in the table, in the table,
Correct,
using
correct.
jQuery and for.
Yes. And one small correction there. One of this, no, both of this. At
No,
least
yeah,
two.
both of them.
Yeah, yes. Got it.
Got it.
So,
So,
yeah.
when can be our next class, sir? I mean, tomorrow is
When,
Sunday, right?
yes, yes, you can enjoy your weekend, right?
Okay, sir. So on Monday morning?
Yeah, Monday morning we'll have the next class.
Okay, sir.
Because of that, also, I'm giving two assignments to you.
Okay, sir.
So, guys, once again, focus more. We are still in jQuery now, so that we will be having Angular at the next level. Once we move further, the performance will improve, but the complexity will also improve. It will become more complicated when we go for Angular and all. If you're good in jQuery, then you will be good in Angular. If you're good in Angular 1, then you will be good in Angular 2. If you're good in that, then you will be good in React also. So
Okay.
after
So,
that,
will you go for Angular 1 or Angular 2
it's your
for
call.
the next
It's your
class?
call. See, Angular 2 is no way related to Angular 1. But if you
Yeah.
want both, I will give you both also. I don't have any problem.
Yeah, because when we are getting calls, they are asking for the regular latest version only. When we say that we are working on Angular 1.4 or Angular 1, they are not interested in that. They
Correct,
are asking
correct.
for Angular 2, and they're telling that we need a project on that too.
Correct. Today,
So
many projects are migrating to Angular 2 because of the rapid performance which the Angular has bring. Yeah,
okay.
we'll go for two. If you need one, I can give small introduction to one. Else, we'll
Yeah, okay,
we'll go for
that's
two.
fine. Okay,
Okay. No
yeah,
worries.
okay,
I'm ready to share subject. It's up to you how much you are going to get it from me.